Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Flora is Inspire. Flora here. Today I want to share to you what I do to transform negative emotions such as fear, worry, shame, sadness into neutral or into positive emotion, into joy, into acceptance, into love, or even unconditional love. And I did it by two way, which is breathing and grounding. And in this video I want to share you and show you how I did it, because I find doing this technique, it changed my life so much. I used to be really sick, I used to be really depressed, I used to struggle so much in my life and create a lot of events that make me suffer in the past. But finally, by doing these two things daily in my bedroom from the floor, I'll be able to change my life and I'll be able to feel so much better. I feel mostly calm and happy, and I have enough energy to create what I love, which is I have another YouTube channel that show what I do. Singing and designing and painting. You can check it in Flora Mark YouTube channel. And I think every day in our life we will experience a lot of things that will trigger our emotions. So we will feel suddenly discomfort or worry or angry or pissed. They are actually our emotional trigger that will show us our frequency, our vibration, our energy within our soul. My understanding is that energy is something that move us, that power that animate us, and then this energy has positive charge and negative charge. The positive charge will inspire us to create something positive. The negative charge will inspire us to create something negative. And the reason why we have this energy is because we probably carry it in our DNA, so it inherited from our previous generation. And also we can absorb this energy from our surrounding, people around us, even inanimate object like a pile of trash in our house or a pile of things that we didn't use anymore. So we also get energy. From what I know, the purest form of energy that we receive every day is through breathing. That's why if we want to have more positive experience, from my experience, what we have to do is to breathe more and breathe deeper, because air, I think God exists in the air. Like God life force exists in the air. So the more we breathe, the more we will feel energized, and the more energy we will have. Even like low energy that will be manifested in the feelings of sadness, grief, shame, or fear will raise automatically if we pour more breath into it, if we breathe through it. If you got what I mean. So I think what I do in my life so far is every time I feel this emotional trigger, I will just stop doing whatever I'm doing and I'm just going to lie down. The reason why I lie down is because I believe the earth itself, our mother nature, is also God creation, is also emanate energy, is also radiant energy that will help us also to elevate our energy. That's why if we can do grounding close to the mother nature, to the earth, that's why I also usually live in the ground level. So I never really live in apartment, or if I live in apartment, it's usually just for 1 week or 2 weeks when I did travel. Same thing like hotel, I also just live there for a couple of days or a couple of weeks, and I always try to find an accommodation or living space where I am grounded in the ground level. I know it's probably a little bit expensive, but I believe it's worth it, yeah. Or if you can just move to more rural area closer to nature where you can have a room where it's grounded, I think it's going to be really helpful. So I think when we are born as a child, as a baby, we are naturally know how to transform any kind of energy. We will be able to process any kind of energy because nobody in this world tell us, stop us from doing that, because we still doesn't understand language. So if we feel discomfort, we naturally will cry. That's us when we are a baby. But the more we grow, our society tend to control on what we should do and what we shouldn't do regarding our emotion. And most people will teach us to shut down negative emotion, which is anger. We're not allowed to be angry, we're not allowed to be sad, or we're not allowed to experience fear. But I personally feel what make me feel better is actually allowing myself to feel whatever I feel. So I'm holding a safe space for me to be able to be myself as if I'm a little child, because usually when our emotional get triggered, we're no longer ourselves in the present moment, but we are going back to the past where we are probably still a child, and we have that childhood emotion, which probably tantrum. So what I do, I don't try to think so much, and I just lie down. So this is what I do. I just lie down like this. And then I just start breathing. Inhale from nose. I will inhale from nose and exhale from nose as well. And when I inhale, all the oxygen will be in my belly like this. So my belly will expand. And when I exhale, my belly will be flat, and I exhale through the nose. Inhale through the nose and exhale through the nose. I didn't do inhale, exhale through the mouth, because from my experience, that's what helped me to go through emotion better. And that's pretty much it. I just lay in the ground, and then I surrender, and I try to not worry so much about anything else. I just focus on my body, and I feel the sensation in my body wherever it feels painful. Usually probably here. Recently I feel here, in my stomach a lot of fear, and also in my sacral area or genitalia. So every day I just spend time to do that. When I wake up in the morning, before I sleep, I treat it like it's like going to pee. And then I will show you an example. A couple of days ago, I received an email that said that I have bills that I have to pay. But at that time, I still haven't received the money that my client promised to transfer me. And then when I see that bills, I feel a little bit of discomfort. Back then, I used to be really terrified, especially when I don't have like full-time job. But since early this year, I already quit my job, and since then I go solo, right? And then because of that, my worry and fear regarding money are being triggered. And then what I do when I see that bills, I feel suddenly like tense in my body, in this area, and in the stomach area. And then I just feel like, oh, okay, so there is an energy within me, energy of fear and worry, that are actually attracting this event where I have a bill and my client delay their payment. And I believe if I don't have this fear and worry, I will not think about it anymore, and when I see that email, I will not feel anything. I will not feel worried. I will feel neutral about it. That's why what I believe is whatever we feel inside our body are actually what create our experience. And it's like a mirror. So if I want to change the reflection or my experience in the outside, I need to first release the emotion that is causing it, which is fear. So I need to breathe through fear until I feel neutral about it, or even I feel comfort and I feel positively about it. I don't think about it anymore. And that's when finally my client transfer the money. So I think it's very amazing to know this technique, because then you can change your life just from your own bedroom, just from your own floor. And yeah, I think that's what I've been doing for the past 10 years, and it's been very fruitful for my life. I've been able to do everything that I used to be afraid of, and my life is just getting better and getting better because of it. And also, some people ask, what if when they are lying down they end up sleeping? For me, it means that sleeping is what you need at the moment, because people who carry a lot of heavy energy, like lower vibration, actually have been carrying it for so long that their physical body feeling really tired. So what they need is deep rest. That's why depression is also can be translated into deep rest. It means that you need deep rest. That's what I do all this time, and it's been very beneficial for me. I've been able to create whatever I want in my life so far more easier because I know this technique. I just put more breath into my body, into my soul, into the chakra, if you believe that. And then by adding more breath to it, we are adding more energy to it, so we can naturally raise our vibration, our frequency into higher frequency. And if you know the chart, the higher frequency that we vibrate on, the higher our energy, the more we can manifest whatever we want in our reality, and the happier we become, and we are kind of live in heaven on earth instead of hell on earth. So oh yeah, and then another thing that I want to add is, the more sensitive I become, the easier and the faster the process is. So because since our childhood, our society kind of try to make us numb and try to give us like a coping mechanism that are actually unhealthy and damaging to our body, and actually help us avoid uncomfortable emotions, such as using drugs, using alcohol, using sugar, overeating, all that kind of stuff. So we're using substance to avoid negative emotion or low energy emotion. But I think that's actually going to damage our soul further. And the more we avoid something, the more we are actually being chased by the events that are created because of our suppressed emotion. That's why I've been trying to let go of a lot of my addiction towards substance. So I try to eat less, so I fast. I do intermittent fasting. Usually I eat around 12 in the afternoon or even 2 p.m. And then I mostly eat vegetables. So I also eat eggs recently, but back then when I have cancer, I used to be vegan, but now I'm vegetarian. And then recently I start to eat fish, and then not that often. I eat salmon and tuna, because animals, when they die, they also transfer energy. As you know, probably that energy cannot be destroyed, it's only be able to change form. That's why if we eat something that experience painful death, that energy of death and pain will be transferred to us as well, and it will become the additional thing that we have to process. I think that's all for today. I hope this video can be helpful. If you have other questions, you can leave in the comment, and see you in the next video. Bye.